Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Camille Shamokin, and depending on when you watch this, I am either still Consu Travel or I have transitioned to our new brand, which is Travelopolis. So I am overly excited, as you guys can probably tell. And so I'm going over part two on the T on the Egypt experience. So in part one, I went over what's included, the itinerary, as well as the different options. And you guys were like so overly excited. It like woke my excitement up. I was like, let me go ahead and just throw out a part two. And I had no intentions on making a part two, but I love the response. I love the fact that you guys want to go to Africa. And I just think this is amazing. And I am so looking forward to sharing the rest of the trip with you. So, part two is just going to go over, do you need a roommate? If you need one, I got a buddy system for you, sis. What's not included, I'm going to go over pricing. The reason why I'm going over pricing is because I got a lot of questions about pricing. What does the $1,500 include? And what does it not include? And X, Y, and Z. So I just want to go over it just to break it down for you guys. And then we're going to go over some please notes. And then we launch on Monday. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, if you are now in the process of gathering your tribe and people are replying back dry as hell, leave their ass. Okay? Do not beg people to travel to Africa with you, and particularly Egypt. Like, Egypt is not a hard sell, but I understand that, sometimes you're trying to gather up your tribe and get them galvanized and excited, and they're just not with it. And that is totally, totally fine. And that's what I've decided to offer my buddy system. This buddy system is designed for people who are wanting to travel. However, they may not want to pay more to have a room to themselves. If that is you, I totally feel you. And what's great is that you're able to find a roommate risk and hassle free. I pair people together on a first come, first serve basis based on similar age range and gender. So, I typically do not like to put someone that's like 21 with someone who's 65 because the 21-year-old may want to go out and party in Cairo, and I don't blame her. Whereas like the 65-year-old is like, you know what, boo, let me get a nice nightcap at the bar. I'm gonna take my ass to bed. Totally fine. And so because they have, two different sleep schedules or two different just reasons on traveling, I don't want to pair those types of people together because that can cause conflict later on. And who wants to, deal with conflict? And then also with gender, I will not pair men and women together just because I don't think it's right. Just to be honest with you, especially being a married woman, I would hate to be paired with a man. So I am only going to pair women with women, men with men. So the process is fairly simple. The first thing you need to do is you need to register. You need to request that you want to be on our buddy system and agree to the terms and conditions. Afterwards, you will pay your deposit, and then you'll be put on our wait list until April 1st. Once April 1st rolls around, we will start the pairing process, and by April 15th you'll receive an email about who you've been paired with, and I'll provide you with their email address because I want you guys to connect before the trip. And for whatever reason, if I cannot find you anyone, I will happily refund your deposit, so you don't have to jeopardize your deposit in order to be in our buddy system. Okay, so let's go over what's not included. So what's not included is travel insurance. So, you can always add that on, and I recommend that you do, but we'll go over that spiel later. There is a $25 visa that must be paid upon arrival. What's great about Egypt, and a few other countries in Africa, if I don't say so, that you don't have to apply in advance for the visa and waste time filling out paperwork, making sure the paperwork is correct, all that good stuff. You just pay for it. Literally, you give them $25 and they stamp your passport and you keep it moving. Any activities or meals that's not mentioned above is not included. Flight assistance, especially for people who are either getting their flight on their own or they're booking their flight from their home city to New York. We will not provide flight assistance. However, I will always direct you in the right way of getting your flights. Also, personal expenses, tipping, and gratuities. Um, if you want to tip the tour guide and things like that, that won't be included. And you'll just have to do that the kindness of your heart. And then any hotel services such as roommate, spa services, anything like that is not included. And then let's go over travel insurance. So I'm going to do my sermon and I'm going to be done with it. Please add travel insurance to your package. Please promise me and promise yourself that you're going to add travel protection, okay? The reason why I say that is because typically the people who don't add travel protection to their package are the ones that typically need it. So with travel protection, you are able to get a refund of 50% if you cancel before December 28th. It's only $200 per person, you guys. Like, we can do this. Please note, you do not need to pay for insurance at the time of you making your deposit. You just need to check off like, hey, I want to have travel insurance at the time that you register. Okay, there will be a button asking you, and you just have to click on yes. Okay, so let's go over pricing. One of the reasons why I wanted to create the part two is because a lot of people been asking me questions about pricing. They're like, what's included, what's not included in that? Is airfare included in the 1,500? And unfortunately, it's not. I cannot wait for the day that I can offer packages to Africa for under $2,000 with airfare included. However, that is not the case. Still, the trip is extremely affordable, especially going to Africa for the first time. Before I go over, I want to go over the difference between single occupancy and double occupancy because it typically confuses people, and I totally understand. So, single occupancy mean that there's one person in a room. Like, you don't want to share a room with anybody. You want to be a part of the group, but you want your own room throughout the duration of the trip. That is what single occupancy means. Okay. Double occupancy means that you're going to be sharing a room with someone. So that doesn't matter if you're sharing a room with someone you know, like you're bringing a friend along, or you're sharing a room with a roommate that we've paired you with. Either way, you're sharing a room. So it's not based on how many beds are in a room. I know I typically get that question a lot. Like, so if I get a king bed, it's cheaper than getting two doubles, or how does that work? It's not based on the bedding type in your room. It's literally based on the amount of people that's in a room. Okay. So let's go over pricing really quick. So pricing is based on the experience that you want to have. So for those that's doing your own thing, without airfare, single occupancy is $1,750. Double occupancy is $1,500 per person. With airfare, however, single occupancy is $2,900 and double occupancy is $2,600 per person. For those that want to experience Cairo, without airfare, single occupancy is $1,850, double occupancy is $1,600 per person. With airfare, single occupancy is $3,000, whereas double occupancy is $2,700. And then for the overnight desert safari, single occupancy is $1,950, whereas double occupancy is $1,700 per person. I hope I said that right. Single is $1,950, yeah, and per person. Let's keep going. With airfare, single occupancy is $3,100 per person, whereas double occupancy is $2,800 per person. So again, that's another reason why I wanted to offer the buddy system, because depending on your package, you can be saving yourself like $300 or so, compared to double occupancy versus single occupancy. So, if you want to save your coins, which I highly recommend that you do, we will definitely ensure that you get paired with somebody. If not, I will happily refund that deposit. And then, are there any additional fees? You guys know that I am very forthcoming about anything that happens with the trip because I want to make sure that you know what you're paying for and you have a good understanding of the trip and what's included. So, there is a processing fee of 3% plus 30 cents per payment made. So the deposit is a $100 deposit. However, it will incur a $3.30 processing fee, making your total deposit of $103.30. Okay, so let's go over the payment plan. So you guys don't know yet. You probably think, oh, the deposit's $100. No, for the first week, we're doing a deposit deal all week long. The deposit will be only $75. This will run from February 18th through the 25th, and all deposits are non-refundable. Okay. And then we have our monthly payment. So monthly, you can pay $300 per person, and you will have payments from April 28th through December 28th, and your final balance is due December 28th. One thing that I love that I implement that I wish other people would implement is that I do provide 7-day extensions because I understand that life happens, things happen, and they prevent you from making your payment on time. However, I don't want that to jeopardize you going on this trip. So what I do is I offer a 7-day extension. The 7-day extension must be submitted for any extensions. And then once you submit it, I will approve you guys because, just things happen. Car breaks down, your boss cuts your hours, whatever. And I still want you to go on this trip. I just want to make sure that you have an extension. So that's why that's put in place, essentially. So let's go over some please notes and then we will be done with this video. So first things first, passports. You must have a valid passport that does not expire before October 2020. Please take a look at your passport right now to make sure it doesn't expire before then. Okay. The cost of a passport for first time travelers is $145. To apply for your passport, you just have to click on that link and they will tell you all the requirements. In addition to that, the visa is only $25 and it must be paid upon arrival. What's so cool about Egypt is that there's no required vaccination. So if you've had friends that's like traveled to like places like Ghana or I want to say like Uganda or even like Tanzania or something like that, they had to get vaccinations, in particularly the yellow fever vaccination. That's a very common vaccination for those that travel to Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa. What's super dope about Egypt is that there's no required vaccinations. Languages, the main languages is English and Arabic. So if you don't know any Arabic, you could definitely learn a little bit. There's some awesome YouTube videos out there, especially for Egyptian Arabic. However, you like, girl, I ain't about to learn that mess. You don't have to because they speak English too. And then let's go over the currency exchange rate. Um, the currency exchange rate is pretty great, if I don't say so myself. And that's one of the things I love about traveling to these other countries is that our money goes long. Okay, so the Egyptian pound is $1. I mean, the Egyptian pound is basically 6 cents, 6.5 cents. So you can round it up to 7 cents. But yeah, every £1 is 6 cents in US dollar. So as you can see, our money does go quite a long way in Egypt. However, this is subject to change because currency rates always change and fluctuate. And then please provide me with a reliable mailing address. And not only a reliable mailing address, I'm actually going to update this, a reliable mailing address and email address. Reason being is that one, I want to make sure that I send your bucket list box to you and not to like an old address that you have. And then also, I want to make sure that I give you all like your travel guides and I keep you guys well informed about the trip. So please, please, please provide me with a mailing address that I can send your bucket list box to, because I would hate to ship that bad boy off and you end up, not getting it because you gave us the wrong mailing address. However, before we ship them off, I will give you guys at least 2 weeks to update your mailing address with me in case you did change locations. So you don't have to worry about that too much. Um, and then, yeah, definitely provide me with that real email address. Don't provide me with the one that you send all your spam to, because you're going to be in a lot of good info in your spam box. And then you're going to wonder why you don't get any of my emails. So that is it for part 2. I am super excited to be releasing the trip on Monday. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Thank you so much and have an awesome, awesome rest of your day and enjoy your Valentine's. Later.